Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a train station that is in fact marginally more exciting than Freiburg.
And it's not just because the trains are late.
That is true. The second part of our journey is off to a bit of a, slow start. Our train is delayed by 20 minutes as of right now, which is not the greatest start we want to be having. Not the greatest impression Deutsche Bahn could be having.
Indeed. Yeah, for those of you thinking that Germans are incredibly punctual and on time, they're not.
The trains aren't, at least.
No.
But anyway, today is quite exciting because we are going to be heading off on a rather large journey.
Indeed. If you look down, you'll notice that we actually have suitcases.
We do. Which means this is because we are going to be heading off to the BeNeLux region, Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg, minus Luxembourg. But Belgium and Netherlands should be very exciting. I'm quite excited to visit Belgium for the first time, going back to the Netherlands. Nice kind of throwback to earlier in the trip, if you will.
As I said, a more interesting train station.
Yes. Right. So, slight issue. We are still in Germany, as you might be able to see. Unfortunately, our train was delayed by a significant amount, and we have missed our connection, which means Deutsche Bahn is not leaving a very good impression on Gray so far.
No, it is not. They are putting Delta to shame out here. And, for people that I've known to be stereotypically punctual and efficient,
they have a very unpunctual train system. Yeah. So we're for the next 2 hours.
3 of 4 trains.
Yeah.
That we have taken have been delayed. I would say significantly, and
quite a bit. Yeah.
Miss the next train.
So we are now stuck in Dusseldorf for the next 2 hours, home of our Lord and Savior Heinz Doofenshmirtz.
Amen.
So we have completed our pilgrimage. Have you made yours? We've stopped for lunch, but we have discovered that apparently Dusseldorf has quite the Japanese population. This is one of many Japanese, Chinese restaurants in this area. It is quite shocking. I did not know about this at all.
I certainly didn't.
Yeah.
And over to the left here, you can see a little bit of
Yeah. So lunch was actually pretty elite.
Pretty phenomenal.
We realized quite quickly that there were a lot of Japanese people in that restaurant, so we figured that was a good sign for what we were about to experience, and it was chicken katsu. Never had it before, and I gotta say it was pretty fantastic. It was pretty phenomenal. Quite enjoyed my meal.
So a land of surprises.
Yeah.
We have yet to find any gnomes, though.
That is true.
Slight disappointment. And if you look around, you can start to see that. Let's just say you can see some of the U.S. influence here.
A little bit,
if you know what I mean.
Right. Well, after that delay, we had a fairly uneventful train ride through the Netherlands, and so we have now arrived at our first destination for the day, for the weekend. Rotterdam. As you may be able to see in the background, we are going to, I think, go drop off these suitcases at the hotel, check in, and go see what's in the vicinity. Well, it looks like what Rotterdam has to offer is a fair bit. This circle specifically right outside our hotel is very gorgeous. And Gray noticed a building over here with a large tower, and decided that is where we should head. So given that the metro station here is called Stadhuis, I think we're guessing that that's what this is called. I'm assuming that this is the town hall if I had to make a guess. Pretty impressive town hall. Solid stuff. Interesting mix of old and new architecture, it seems. And as far as bikes go, it's definitely one of the more bike-friendly cities I've seen. Maybe not quite as much as Amsterdam, but you know.
You can see that they don't quite have the fear of height that Germany does. So,
Yeah, there, as Gray pointed out, there are also quite a few skyscrapers here, which noticeably Germany does not have. So you know, nice change of pace from what at least I'm used to.
yeah.
That's hot. I'll be honest, you know, some of the more modern contemporary stuff is kind of cool, but you throw some older, more classic looking buildings at me and that'll get me every time, I'll tell you. Oh yeah, this is it. Absolutely it. Thoughts, Gray? Anything to contribute?
I don't think it has enough glass and concrete. But you know, it's okay.
Not enough box.
I said the buildings look, you know, pretty good. Some can do, others can dream.
It is very surreal how it's just, you got these very classic buildings and then massive skyscrapers in the background. It is very odd, but I kind of like it. Solid little evening out on the town so far, I think. Don't know what we're gonna do for the rest of the evening quite yet, but I think we might try and find like a beer garden or something. We heard an advertisement for that, so
We did.
don't know if that's Dutch or German beer.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the right kind.
Amen. We'll see where we wind up. Who knows? We might even find a Five Guys.
Oh, too late.
Oh.
Very interesting square we have stumbled across. This is a casino and these lights made out of old cranes, and there's a theater over here, and it looks like a turf field. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but this looks quite nice. There's a few too many seagulls around for my liking, though.
Yeah, they're thick boys. Look at
That's
that.
he's a big ass boy. What a bizarre and interesting city. It's just a little bit of everything rolled into one. You got these various canals. You've got the Dutch, more traditional Dutch style houses, and then you've got these massive modern skyscrapers and buildings and stuff. And way down there, which you can't see because of the trees, but you know, you got the Hauptbahnhof or Rotterdam Centraal, whatever it's called.
The train station that you can't get into.
Or get out of.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
Well, we did get out of it eventually.
We did eventually. We had to pay off the guard, but so yeah.
Wait, then what did I do my thing for?
Day two. We are
Well, day 2 in the Netherlands.
day 2 in this portion of the trip. We are actually going to be leaving the Netherlands today.
Yeah.
We are currently on the I guess in the Ne part of the BeNeLux, and going to be moving to the Be part of the BeNeLux today, Belgium.
Okay. Yeah,
hitting up.
I was not aware this was a collective region covering in one thing.
Oh, you did
So
not.
explain for her.
So BeNeLux, the Belgium, the Netherlands, and the Luxembourg, which we will not be traveling to, but
the part you go through instead of France.
so yeah, we'll be heading into Antwerp today. That is, if we can catch our train on time. We should hurry. I think first impressions for Antwerp are quite strong. Very nice train station. Absolutely gorgeous glass roof, and this I don't know, very classic looking gate or something up ahead is a nice way to cap things off. Quite tall as well. Absolutely gorgeous train station. And as Grace said, we do appear to be in the Diamond District of Antwerp. I think we found Belgian Food Lion. We're very confused.
We'll investigate and return shortly.
Yeah. A most impressive looking shopping district. Very nice. So a man on the train recommended a particular fry shop, Frites Atelier. You guys can go ahead and mirror that yourselves. But Gray has ordered the Parmesan basil fries. Go ahead and give us a taste.
Very concerned, for those of you wondering. The red dust is called tomato powder. Let's see what it is. Very crisp fry, which I very much appreciate. Texture-wise, 10.
Texture-wise, 10? Alright. And then, what about flavor? Flavor, I mean, from just viewing it, it looks quite strong.
It's actually a little more subtle than I'd expect.
Okay.
I'm giving you a pretty strong 7.5 here.
All right. Now I myself have ordered the Flemish beef stew fries. A bit of a challenge trying to get this onto the fork, but we're doing. You did offer. That's fair. But we'll go ahead and give this a shot. Oh, the stew itself is phenomenally flavored. Again, the fries are very crispy, just the right texture. Absolutely fantastic. Got a little bit of mustard seeds as well, so let's go ahead and give that a shot. Oh, outstanding. I'm gonna go with a 9, honestly. Quite good. I think we found ourselves a winner. Definitely worth the recommendation. Good job, man on the train. So one of the few attractions we did find for Antwerp was this place over here, the Museum aan de Stroom. Aan de Stroom. Do love Dutch as a language. It's so wacky. Oh, just, yeah, absolutely beautiful part of town. So we're gonna see what this is about. Overall, quite a win. Quite a quite an excellent museum, I would say. Nice variety in the exhibits that they had. Art, technology, history,
Yeah, talking
Belgian
about,
culture,
well, and
non-Belgian culture as well.
so a lot of like Hindu, even Latin and pre-Columbian cultural history as well. So
Yeah. It was very interesting. I would highly recommend it. Very interesting building. Very nice, despite the significant amount of scaffolding, I'd say. Very nice cathedral. I think the almost all white stone construction of it really pops, gives it a feel of sanctity, holiness. Dray, in particular, was very impressed by it. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, we have seen 2 cathedrals so far, both of them pretty immaculate. So now
yes.
we are going to BeNeLux.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Very impressive market square. Another look at this large, very well detailed building and some of the buildings surrounding it. Oh, quite nice. Yeah, quite. I think we're both quite pleased with Antwerp as a travel destination. So cool. Ow. Gray is just having an absolute blast right now.
I had to get the Hard Rock Cafe in the photo.
You've been taking a lot of panoramas, haven't you?
I'm a big fan of panoramas. I feel like they capture an experience, not just a photo.
Wise words to live by.
Look at the maps on the wall.
Oh, you're right. We got quite a few maps on the walls, actually. This is incredible. Very neat. Ooh. Very glad you pointed that out.
That's incredible.
That's awesome. All right, great. Closing remarks for Antwerp. What you got to say?
So, I will switch off onto a serious tone here. I think we've had some fun today. There's no shame in that. But you know, we'll sum it up with the same words I said to Dray here. It left a strong impression and a good impression.
I would agree. Yeah.
Some strong historical segments. I'm a sucker for some curved streets, and I think Drayden can attest to the fact that there are quite a few of those around. The Cathedral of Our Lady under construction, a rough blow, but we still got our pictures in. We were able to enjoy the Museum de String.
Our new favorite Dutch word. Yeah.
Really just attraction in general.
Yeah. Really.
And I think at the end of the day, I think we'd both enjoy returning here.
Beautiful architecture. Probably the strongest first impression of any city I have yet visited. This is first. Exactly. You don't even have to go out of the train station. Just the train station itself. Most beautiful train station I have yet seen.
Wow.
And then coming out of the train station, absolutely immaculate.
In
Very beautiful.
right out on the
Beautiful
promenade
first
shopping
impression.
street that eventually leads down to the historic section of the city. It's an all around. We haven't been rating cities, have we? So no, I won't do that. But it was everything I had hoped for. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, what's that? All right.
So chilling in the hotel room, we have procured an assortment of snacks and
Snacks.
things. Yeah, yeah,
And,
things to enjoy. Including this Milka Oreo Bar, which has mini Oreos inside it, as Gray said earlier. Not sure how we got out Americaned on this one, but good job.
Yeah.
Good job, Europe.
All
So let's go ahead and try these.
Cheers.
Cheers. So it is definitely milk chocolate with an Oreo inside. That is it checks out.
Yeah, I don't know how else I would describe. I would say, as a texture, it works. Not well. It works.
It exists, yeah. As a flavor, also exists for me. It has flavor.
I'm a real fan of the chocolate. I would say it works. Well, maybe.
It's an interesting combination of flavors, but I mean it's chocolate and cream, so I guess it's you can't expect it to go wrong, I guess.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out the shape of the bar.
Little wobbly, isn't it? It's a little very unusual.
It definitely happened.
Yeah. All right. Well,
if we had to rate it along with everything else here, I would say the 5.5.
5. Yeah, that's fair. All right. It's a new day in the Netherlands. We are doing a little more exploring of Rotterdam before we have to leave this afternoon. But just wanted to see a bit more of the city before we left. I don't feel like we got enough of a chance to explore it when we got in on what was it, Thursday, I guess?
Yes, so. I believe so.
But yeah, taking our time to see the sights. What a bizarre city. Gray is very amused by the LSU sticker. I don't know if you guys can see that, but
I feel like that is amusing.
That is quite unusual how just random American teams, products, brands, whatever, make their way over to Europe. I can't quite describe this feeling other than it is very strange.
Yeah, it definitely. I would say there's no confusing it for anywhere else.
No. As we walk through this enormous market, Gray has found himself a large, warm, fresh stroopwafel. Thoughts, Gray?
Pretty phenomenal food item in general. It definitely has a much more quality waffle part of the stroopwafel.
Okay.
And that has done this wonderful thing of kind of soaking up the caramel in the center of it.
Yeah.
So it is quite phenomenal.
Well, it does appear that our time in Rotterdam is starting to come to a close, Gray. But overall, I think I've been very happy. Not quite what I expected, but not necessarily a bad thing.
I believe I'm slightly at fault for that. I may have told Drake that it was a famous city for architecture.
Yeah, and I was...
But not necessarily which architecture.
But that's okay. It's been a very interesting mix-up, and I kind of like it, actually. It's a very unique looking city. I definitely haven't seen anything quite like it, and would not mind coming back at any point.
Not at all.
Yeah, very beautiful.
And with that, we'll see you in the train station.
Oh. How we doing? All right, we're back.
At the station.
We're at the station.
I'm afraid we have to be on a train. So,
Yes.
We'll catch you later.
Ooh. Actually, on our way here, we did stop at a department store.
We did.
And that was how we realized that there are some very bizarre T-shirts being sold in Europe. Very bizarre brands and logos and stuff.
We saw an LA Rams basketball jersey.
Yeah.
We saw my personal favorite, which Drayden I attempted to buy. It was a Nevada Desert, and then underneath it said Nevada Desert, the Silver State.
And it was very much a moment of confusion. It's like, is this what they think Americans wear? Is this?
Yes, it does.
It was very
explain
strange.
A lot of the fashion choices we have seen here in random teams. I think there were some Kansas City Chiefs basketball jerseys.
There was that as well, yeah. Well, now on to our next destination.
Where is it?
Well, as much as I have looked forward to getting back to Amsterdam, it appears we could not have picked a more inopportune day for it.
I think just about everybody in the world might have been looking forward to coming today.
I think as fascinating as a Pride Week is, a week-long Pride Festival, it does severely limit the things that we can do, seemingly.
Yes, it has closed a lot of businesses that we wanted to go to.
Yes.
So we are now going to venture inside of Amsterdam Central Station and hope that it's open.
Yeah.
So we get a sense of
Right.
about.
Well, Antwerp definitely does have it beat, but
Yeah, it's still quite a nice train station if I do say so myself. Certainly by U.S. standards.
we had some very, high standards set by Antwerp, but the amount of, detailing on the walls, on the ceiling is very, very nice. Well, at least some of the stores aren't quite as busy as the rest of Amsterdam. Dray has developed quite the passion for Uniqlo, so we are checking this out.
Yes, yeah, we are, and we have found quite a few items here. Some we might be purchasing.
All right. Back to my favorite of all the Lego stores I've ever been in Europe at least. I'll let Dray just admire this place for a little bit. I genuinely forgot how good the store was. All right, very bizarre experience just happened.
Yeah, Dray, why don't you tell us what happened from your perspective?
From my perspective, we're walking down the street and suddenly a stroller starts rolling towards me. The man who was carrying it has left to go try and kick a woman's suitcase.
I don't think that was his intention.
And eventually he decides to come back for the stroller, I suppose. Gray, what did you see? What was your perspective on that?
What happened on my end was that I was excited about having purchased an unnamed thing. Who knows when this will come out? For my sister, and I was looking up and around, and I looked down to find that Dray had acquired a child in a stroller. So you will imagine my surprise when a bearded man came to take it away.
We have discovered that the biggest plus to this Pride Parade Pride event is the people watching is unmatched. It really is. I think Gray is traumatized, however.
I didn't think I was going to see a person dressed like a fish today.
How are you feeling about Amsterdam so far, the few hours we've been here?
I will say, sitting here and having gone a little bit around, I think we might have given it a tough run at the beginning, Drayton. I think you'll agree.
Definitely, yeah.
I think that in the past few hours here, we've really gotten to know the city and more importantly, its people a little better.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting here and we pan around. There's some pretty good spot to have dinner here.
Yes, beautiful for people watching, really, and it's a nice location in the city, it seems, as well.
And so, I think I'm starting to really, it's coming into its own here, and sorry, I can't hear you. I've got to go.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's now well past 8. Things are starting to close. Things are starting to quiet down a little bit, I suppose. As much as things will get quiet for Amsterdam. Sun is starting to set, so I guess you guys know what that means. It's time for our new favorite one-off segment, Gray's Adventures in the Red Light District.
I don't think it is.
Okay. Maybe that was a little much. In my defense, I had no idea you could do that with mustard. I'm sorry. Right. Well, after a slightly traumatizing night last night for Gray, we're.
I just would like to set the record straight that I did nothing illegal, and Dray is exaggerating the brevity of the night.
We are going to take it easy today. Nice, relaxed day, and we're going to start off heading back to another place that I've also already been before and can highly recommend. Yeah, nice to be back at a museum whose name I never learned to pronounce. Well, that was about 3 hours of our day.
It was.
I feel like it was time reasonably well spent.
Indeed. I mean, Drayton is somebody that went back to the museum again, and still I think had a pretty good experience.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely.
That, really a phenomenal experience.
Yes. Now for something Gray has been looking forward to for quite a while. Now for a quick trip inside Scotch and Soda. And finally one last trip to Size because Gray is down horrendous for some shoes. Well, unfortunately our time in Amsterdam is coming to a close, it seems. Well, we didn't exactly come at the most opportune time.
I think for the sake of our career and an objective review, I think we need to tone it down and say that our initial experience was exactly that, an experience.
Yeah, the festivities did make for some very crowded streets yesterday and some very littered streets today. So I wouldn't say it was in his most presentable state.
Indeed. But I would say today we got a real look And you just walked around the city. We found a restaurant that Drayton liked and his stomach didn't.
Yeah, we had a bit of a disagreement over it, but it's all good. It's resolved now.
Settled now, yes. I'd say all in all, strong.
Amsterdam,
it's a strong city. I see why it has the reputation, and I definitely could see coming back and spending a lot more time here than we have.
Preferably when it's not so crowded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Overall, it's been a very good trip through the BeNeLux region that is also coming to a close. If there's one thing that we have learned from this trip, I'd say that Dutch isn't really a language.
I would say you're exactly right.
Disgusting. But yes, join us next time for the conclusion to not only our trip, but also this entire series. I hope you guys will stick around to that end, and we'll see you then.